What's up, everybody? It's Johnny Petrop. You are now tuned in to All Things Boss. Boss up!
Guys, and welcome to All Things Boss. And today's guest is Johnny Petrop, and I am so ecstatic to have him here today. He's a rap artist, and he's going to tell us all about this new EP.
Yes.
Let's talk about tacos and liquor.
It's a co-project with me, my DJ slash producer Champ Beats, as well as EQ Lyrics, who rapped and mixed and mastered the entire project.
Absolutely. I was definitely going to ask what inspired the title, Tacos and Liquor, but I could come up with a million things in my head on what that means to me. But at the end of the day, it means just a good time, right?
Absolutely.
Tell me, where are you from?
I'm from Queens, Astoria.
Okay.
My ethnic background, I'm 100% Greek.
Okay.
Yeah, people don't think that.
Yeah, I didn't think so either. I thought you were like maybe Hispanic or something.
Yeah, everyone. I always get people in the street coming up to me speaking Spanish. I'm like, I'm sorry, man. Like, I can't direct you. Like, I'm sorry.
Right. So, growing up in Queens, what are some of like your hip hop influences?
Oh, it has to be Nas is key.
Mm-hmm.
You know, 50.
Mm-hmm.
That's key, and even to the women's side too is Nicki Minaj. She's so underrated. It's a little ridiculous.
Yeah, you think so?
Absolutely. Yeah, I think that she's nice. Everyone wants to put her in like she's a female rapper. No,
well,
she's a rapper.
That's
you know
that's
what I'm
a
saying?
given.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it's always this male, female, difference in every industry, unfortunately,
Yeah,
And yeah, I think she should just be considered a great rapper. So tell me a little about growing up and how the hip hop culture affected you, like growing up.
Sure. Well, Queens is the most diverse place in the entire world.
Mm-hmm.
I grew up next to a Spanish family, and across the street was a black family. The other, my other neighbor was Indian.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so it was there was a Greek, Spanish, African American, Indian.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
it was very, very diverse. And I went to school at Louis Armstrong Middle School.
Okay.
And one of my good friends there is the battle rapper DNA. So he would just be rapping. So he's the one really that started me to pick up the pen.
Okay.
And that same year, my friend Jason, childhood friend, love that guy. He burned me a couple mixtapes. So it was Mobb Deep, Nas. So that was my first real introduction to what Queens hip hop is.
Okay.
So I got into it and I was like, mind blown.
Right.
Like, this is incredible.
Right.
You know, and the way that they were able to portray their image through lyrics and twist and turn their words into something that is just remarkable.
No matter your culture or background, when you can relate to it and you can feel it, music is universal. Who are some of like your heavy influences besides Nas and 50 Cent?
So, just musically, my father was a musician. So he used to tour the country in a Greek American band called the Trojans. Yeah.
Oh, cool.
So that's heavy influence in my life.
Okay. So music was always all around you.
Yeah, music was around me. He played the guitar. He could pick up any instrument and play it.
Nice.
He was a lead singer.
Oh, nice.
So he really influenced me in that aspect.
Okay.
The early 2000s is when I really started getting into music. So the Dirty South was coming out with a bunch of hits. You know, the Slim Thugs and the Paul Walls.
Yeah.
They were running the game at that time.
Yeah, like that chopped and screwed. Oh, man.
Crazy.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Yeah. And in my age as well. We used to all gather at my friend Mikey's house, spin the Marshall Mathers EP, and then head out to go play baseball.
I think he's an amazing MC. Right? Definitely, I think he's amazing. As far as like the whole hip hop culture, I feel a lot of people are hesitant to actually say out loud, Eminem is in my top 5. And I think it's all because he's white. And I think he represents the culture in his way perfectly. You know what I mean? So do you ever run into, okay, so how are you of this hip hop culture because you're Greek? You know what I mean? Like, has that ever been a thing for you?
It's starting to become a thing. Now that I'm gaining a little more traction and people are starting to notice what I'm doing. I get that question a lot.
Really?
Yeah. That's just in my blood is creation. So
right.
the way I'm able to get it out is through music.
Right.
I don't really look at skin color.
Right.
You know, so
as we shouldn't.
Yeah, like I really don't. Being that I am from Queens, like it was so diverse that I never really took skin color in. I just really see it in people's eyes. Not that I feel any type of way about being asked that. It's just that I never seen it in that perspective.
But you know it exists.
So I know it exists.
You know it's in people's minds.
Yeah. Like the other day I walked in the room, they're like, "Oh, you're white." And I was like, I'm like, all right, yeah.
Like, okay, yeah.
Cool, yeah, I'm white.
And you're, by the way, right?
Yeah, what's up?
Yeah, no, absolutely. Like, I totally understand because, you know, music makes everybody feel good, and unfortunately, some people feel like, this is our culture and, they're coming in and taking our culture or, utilizing it for their benefit. And
I live, eat, sleep, breathe this. Like I'm always at some type of function, or I'm also I'm with this with a collective, the Midnight Dreams Collective, and what we do is we just our thing is to redefine the underground, shape the mainstream.
Okay. New York really does not get behind their artists.
They don't
as much as like the South,
exactly.
Midwest. They get behind their people. And their people are super successful.
And that's what I'm really trying to do, because I also curate events. Like people don't know that about me. Like a lot of the shows that you see like that I'm doing, I'm the one who puts them together.
Awesome.
The team, the Midnight Dreams Collective, put those together.
Whatever you're passionate about, that's your priority. So now I'm like full force into following my passion.
My mother, she owns a neighborhood flower shop. It's called Teddy's Florist.
Okay.
And just like you were saying, she never really redirected me into. I dropped out of college, and she always was there to ground me and say, look, just understand what you're doing, and if you're gonna do this, you better be on the runway 100%.
Right, that's right.
Or get out.
That's right. No, really quick. One of my sons, he's an artist. He draws, he paints. He's really good, and sometimes he gets a little frustrated with something if it doesn't come out exactly the way that he wants it. And I'm like, okay, but this is your creation, right? I said, this is your art, right? And like, yes, Mom. And I'm like, so try again. I said, if something doesn't work out the first time, you just go a little harder the next time.
Exactly.
And again, congratulations on the new EP. I wish you much success.
Appreciate it.
I'm going to keep watching.
And
all things. let everyone know your IG handle, where they can follow you, where they can get the EP.
You can follow me at Johnny Petrop. That's JOHNNY PETROP on all social media platforms. And Tacos and Liquor is out now on all platforms as well: iTunes, Spotify, SoundCloud, Amazon, MySpace. Go get it.
Go get that and some tacos.